For those of you who may not yet be familiar with the specifics of the competition for Las Vegas, we ask that you go to lasvegas.sc2prize.com, and you can actually see that up in the URL up there in the screen that Jordan is showing you. And you can see all of the rules and for this competition. So one of the advantages of this program design is that we're very transparent and open and fair in terms of what's required to participate, who will be assessing the applications, and how they will be assessed. All of that information is available on the website. However, for today's purposes, we're going to assume that most of you have already familiarized yourself with the competition. And what we really want to do this morning is to dig into sort of teaching you how you'll be scoring the submissions assigned to you as a member of our evaluation panel. And Jordan Blumhart, who's our prize administrator, will be walking you through that process. But before we turn it over to him, I'd just like Tammy Christensen, who's on the phone from the City of Las Vegas, has a few words for us.
Well, good morning, and thank you for joining the call and taking the time to review these proposals. On behalf of the city, we can't thank you enough for being a judge on the panel. And if you're listening on the call for a judge, please relay that information. We have 17 proposals that have been distributed this morning to all of you. So when you go in and log in and use your password, you'll see you'll either have 4 or 5 proposals waiting for you to review. We're going to ask that you finish your review by October 31st, close of business, so say 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Roughly therein, you know, if we have them the next day, then that will be fine. If you have any questions, you know, throughout the judging, if you don't quite understand the process here, please give me a call or email me. I'll go ahead and put my email address in the chat box, and know that we will be reaching out to you in November so that you can come together and select a chair to help us present at council on November 19th. That will be the date that we take your recommendations based on your scoring to the council meeting. Other than that, thanks again, and I will turn it over to Jordan Blumhart now. Thank you.
Okay, we can just start here on the main page of the website. First of all, you just take your login information that you're provided with and click on Login at the top right of the page. We're going to go ahead and log in as a sample judge. When you log in, you'll be brought to a dashboard page. If it's not already displayed, you can pull a judging history box from the dashboard menu at the top of the page. This box will display all of the submissions that you need to review, and you can actually click in to review them and score them here. But for the sake of demonstration and being able to see everything that there is about the judging, we're going to go ahead and go to the full page of the judging history. So we can either click on full page, go to full page at the bottom of the box, or go to the dashboard menu and click on judging history. On this page, you're provided with several different types of information: who submitted all the materials or all of the requirements for their team, the start date of judging, the score that you have provided for that submission, whether or not the scoring or the scoring rubric is finished, and a closed date for when you closed and completely finished the scoring for that submission. In order to review the submission, you'll just click here on Review under the Submission column. And once you get to this page, in order to actually review the submission itself, just click on the box here at the top, and it will expand. This will show us the contact information for the main contact, the team list, as well as the documents and the video if they provided a video. To review the executive summary or the economic development proposal, we'll just click on the link right next to their titles, and they will download automatically when you click on them to your computer. Once you're done reviewing those documents, or once you're done with this section, you can very easily just click this box at the top again to collapse that section or that box. And once you've completed reviewing those documents and reviewing the submission, you can go here to begin judging. As a judge, you will cover 3 different criterions, 3 different areas of focus in your judging. This is the first one. To begin judging, read the information in the black box. It'll ask you several questions, basically giving you kind of a directive on how to score that particular criterion. This one right here is judging how local it is. Once you have determined what you want to provide that submission, or once you've determined how well that submission meets those criteria, you can give the submission a score. To do that, click on the bubble here on this bar and drag it to the appropriate score. One thing that'll help is we provided some directives or some ideas of what that submission probably will need to include in order to get that particular score. Once you're completed scoring that particular criterion, you are required to provide feedback to the participant. This gives them, besides just feedback on their submission, maybe an idea of, why they received the score that they did for that section. It's very minimal. It's just a minimum of 50 characters. But you are allowed to go longer if you would prefer to or like to. When you're done, make sure to click Save, and then you'll click Next to move to the next criterion. If you want to come back later, or if you don't want to finish this judging right now, you can click on Judging Overview and go back to the Judging Overview page or the Judging History page. Notice back on this page you will now have a score of 3.6 based on that one criterion, and it will tell you though that your rubric is not finished. So we're going to go ahead and go back in and finish the scoring. So we'll click Review again. Notice when we went back in here, since I'd already saved and finished the first criterion, it automatically brought me to judging criterion number 2. So once again, we'll review the black box at the top of the page to determine how to score that criterion for the submission. Once we review that, we'll give it a score, and we'll provide a comment for feedback. Save and next, and I will just finish this out real quick, and then we can cover a couple other items on the judging history page. When you're done saving everything, you can just click on the Judging Overview button again. Notice when we're back now, you have a full score of 9.8 combined from all the sections you scored. It says your rubric is finished, and it has a Close Now button that is available. Once you click that Close Now button, your scores will be finalized, and you will not be able to go back and make any changes. If you wish to wait and maybe score all of your submissions or see how be able to compare maybe the current submission against a few others just to make sure you scored heavily enough, or maybe you scored too heavily and you want to be able to change it. Anyway, if you want to do any of that editing or have the option to be able to change your score, you can wait to click Close Now. Once you click Close Now, it will entirely close your submission and will show you the date that you closed and finished scoring on that submission. One final thing to show you on here is that if you need a review of this whole process, or if you need to get a reminder on any part of it, there will be a help video available on this page. Just click Help at the top right of the page, and the video will be available right here. You can also see the text content of the video by clicking Show Closed Caption at the top of this box. That concludes the review of how to go through judge scoring. At this point, I'll turn it over to any questions anyone may have for the city or for us.
Does anyone have any questions about the process?
Not me.
All right. Just to let you know, I know Tammy mentioned that if you have any questions, be sure and contact her. Just to let you know that our team is also standing behind Tammy, so if there's something that she's not able to answer, we're certainly available to answer those questions. So you won't be alone through this process. You know, definitely reach out if you have any questions or concerns about what you're doing. Tam, anything else you'd like to add? Tammy, are you on mute?
Oh, yes, I was on mute. Sorry.
There you are.
I was talking though. So for Horatio and Jennifer, I know I spoke with both of you earlier today, so you have, or I'm sorry, you left me messages, so I know that you have my number. Feel free to call me with any further questions. Otherwise, thank you for scoring, and you should have proposals sitting in your inbox on the website.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Jordan.
Bye.
Bye-bye.